In the past 6 months, the capacity building team was able to complete the foundational work for addressing the community priority issue of building safe and vibrant neighborhoods. To address this issue, United Way Ottawa has adopted the approach of building social capital in priority neighborhoods. The goal is to increase the number of residents in priority neighborhoods leading their own community development initiatives. Working with stakeholders and residents, 4 community health and resource centres were able to identify priority neighbourhoods in Western Ottawa, Sandy Hill, Lower Town, and Pinecrest Queensway. Besides investing in coordination and community mobilization in these neighbourhoods, United Way convened a forum of community development practitioners, stakeholders, and community volunteers in February 2011. The forum provides research, evaluation, and capacity building support to building social and physical assets in the identified priority neighbourhoods. The key task before the volunteer group was to identify key indicators and develop tools and templates for doing a baseline and measuring progress on building social capital in priority neighbourhoods. With the help of the Ottawa Social Planning Council, the volunteer group was able to develop terms of reference and a work plan for the committee, build consensus on the definition of social capital and list examples of social and physical assets, create an outcome map and a theory of change to clarify steps towards actualizing the Strong Neighbourhoods goal, established an online workspace to facilitate committee members' communication and sharing information, and develop and finalize an evaluation framework and related tools for measuring progress in priority neighbourhoods. The evaluation framework explains the Strong Neighbourhoods goal, identifies clear objectives, and proposes 7 tools for evaluating progress across the priority neighbourhoods and also the work of the volunteer committee. The work on developing, monitoring, and evaluation tools started with what was already being used in the neighbourhood development initiatives in Ottawa. The objective was to reduce duplication and workload on frontline staff, and to empower community participants to be actively involved in a learning process about how things are going without burdening them. Another objective was to keep the tools simple, relevant, and generic enough so they could be used across various neighborhoods without huge time and resource investment. A few new data gathering tools are introduced to help all stakeholders learn from their experience with building social capital. These tools will help reflect complexity of the work and the grassroots level, as well help in developing and articulating a business case for building social capital in priority neighborhoods. A baseline is created by selecting some information from the tools at the beginning of community engagement process in each neighborhood. Summary of the data collected through these tools will become part of an online dashboard to show the change over time in the baseline for each of the 5 objectives. The dashboard will have a short summary of each priority neighborhood, community action plan, basic counts, and visuals from the participants on what's important in what they are doing in their neighborhoods. The dashboard will be annually updated. The data collected through the Building Social Capital initiative will also help Ottawa Neighbourhood Study to add some primary data to its database from priority neighbourhoods on an annual basis. To support implementation of local projects, summaries of promising best practices will be shared with staff and stakeholders on a monthly basis. The volunteer body will organize monthly peer learning forums to share insight and learning from other initiatives and literature. Coordinating the work of capacity building and civic engagement subgroup, The capacity building team was able to finalize a project plan for piloting a Train the Trainers program for social animators or master trainers who will engage residents in priority neighborhoods. This will help both the City of Ottawa Community Development Framework as well as United Way's priority neighborhoods in the capacity building and leadership development at the community level. To support community initiatives in priority neighborhoods, the City of Ottawa and United Way have pooled resources to create a community action grant to support resident-led initiatives that would require small grants of up to $2,000. The Community Action Grant will be launched on pilot basis in October, and efforts will be made to broaden the funding pool by engaging other donors to contribute to the funding pool on a regular basis. To support strengthening of community partnerships, the capacity building team is closely working with Overbrook Forbes Community Resource Centre to transition some parts of the Gifts in Kind program. Working closely with the Volunteer Committee and other partner agencies, the capacity building team will continue building on this foundation for enabling residents to tap into local assets and build networks and interactions for a sustainable change in their neighborhoods.